Spirit Airlines may go under. A 200-hour helicopter pilot is honored as an aviation legend. And Top Gun fighter pilot wins Miss America. Well, at least according to some media outlets. This and more aviation news on Taking Off. Hi, I'm Dan Milliken, and there's a lot of news out there in the aviation world. Before we get to it, I want to remind you that the best glasses you can get for your headphones or headsets are Flying Eyes. Use our code TAKINGOFF, all caps, one word, for 10% off your order. I absolutely love mine. Christy and I were customers before they became a sponsor. More about our sponsors at the end and in the description below. Let's get to the news. Before we get to the living legend of aviation being honored, let's talk about the creation of a legend, the Miss America crowning of an Air Force officer. All right, the United States Air Force scored a win this week when Madison Marsh won the Miss America crown to become the first active duty officer to win the beauty contest. 22-year-old Marsh is a second lieutenant and is originally from Arkansas but represented the state of Colorado. She graduated from the Air Force Academy last year with a degree in physics. And while some news outlets, and even during the competition itself, have called her a Top Gun fighter pilot and that she earned her private certificate at age 16, that's not accurate. And Lieutenant Marsh has been quick to correct the record in interviews. The media has been taking information and spinning it for headlines. I know, right? Big shocker. All right. Hey, big media. Top Gun is the Navy's program, by the way. Now, none of the silly media tricks should take away from what Lieutenant Marsh has accomplished. She did solo when she was 16, which is an amazing feat, and her career with the Air Force is really just starting. She might become a fighter pilot. She might do a whole bunch of things. She's just starting out, and sky's the limit for her, literally. And on the day she got the news she was accepted into the Air Force Academy, her mother died of pancreatic cancer just 10 months after being diagnosed. And she's turning a lot of focus back towards curing pancreatic cancer. And she's accomplished much in the short time, and I wish her the best. And while I'm no pageant guy, I think this is a great thing for aviation. Well done, Lieutenant Marsh. Okay, now turning to the FAA, they've actually proposed a whole new set of rules redefining the sport and light sport world. And this could be a really good thing as it relieves some heavy burdens on general aviation as far as certifications of both pilot and plane. It also encourages new, safer, and better designs, technology. Over the last 20 years, very few new designs have made the effort to go through the FAA's strenuous certification program. Mosaic, the new proposed rules, will change that. There's only a few days left in the comment period, and I'm going to provide a link below so you can go comment. A couple of highlights from the proposed rules. They're setting a classification of aircraft by their stall speed clean, and right now have it set at 54 knots. At that low of stall speed, many experimental planes just won't qualify. One of the very reasons for the proposed rules. The EAA is recommending raising that to 57. Van's Aircraft is recommending people comment raising that to 61 VSO, or with flaps, which is the way it is in some of the other countries. The important thing right now is that you want your voice heard in Washington. Now is the time to comment. Again, the link is below in the description. We reported earlier in 2023 the planned $3.9 billion acquisition of Spirit Airlines by JetBlue, and it was pending regulatory review. Well, the judge reviewed it and decided it was a violation of antitrust laws. This will have a ripple effect in the industry. For background, keep in mind that Spirit has been losing money since before the pandemic, and ticket sales for the low-cost carrier have not rebounded for them. There have been times Spirit has grounded planes with problems in their engine. JetBlue was seen as a lifeline since Spirit faces a $1.1 billion debt call next year in September 2025. The options now for Spirit is to find a new, smaller buyer, try to carry on, or bankruptcy. And one analyst believes Chapter 11 with a liquidation of assets is the most likely. Another analyst, the JP Morgan guy, wasn't so grim. But remember, the ticker for Spirit is SAVE. Shares have plummeted in the last few days, and this ruling by the judge might also impact the pending deal where Alaska Airlines is trying to buy Hawaiian Airlines. We'll have to see on that one. In related news, FedEx is publicly trying to shed pilots, claiming the business side of shipping has dropped significantly. With this and some other similar news, is the pilot shortage over? I talked to one pilot who firmly believes that the FedEx claim is simply a ploy by management to try to find some leverage on the upcoming salary negotiations the cargo carrier is about to have. What do you think? Heard any more rumblings that companies are now fully staffed with pilots and the shortage is over? Let me know in the comments below. The 21st Living Legends of Aviation is about to be held. Last year, among others, Mike and Mark Patey were inducted and honored for their incredible contributions to aviation. This year, one inductee is making some headlines. He is a helicopter pilot who, according to one media outlet, has amassed 220 hours of flying. He did it in the British military and served a couple of years as an air ambulance pilot. The inductee, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, one of 4 this year. The event is hosted by John Travolta with the mission to honor those who have made a significant contribution to aviation aerospace. The critics of this move to honor the prince point to the fact that Harry has made little contribution to aviation, though he does have a lot of meaningful philanthropic work. He's more known for the public airing of grievances with his royal family. One British broadcaster said, "Who thinks of him as an aviator anyway? It makes you wonder how far more accomplished military pilots must feel." What do you think? Does this honoring of Prince Harry further aviation, or does it detract from the real honorees? There is a precedence for honoring celebrities because of the attention it does bring to aviation, like Harrison Ford and Jeff Bezos and Travolta. But some might argue on a quick glance, it's easy to connect the dots on those celebrities to aviation. Is the prince in the same category? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. In a video I've started researching, we're going to dive deep into a controversial subject and look at what might be causing the lowering of quality at companies like Boeing and entities like the FAA. Look for that video to come out hopefully early next week. Our next season of Aviation Talk Show In the Hangar, hosted by Christy and myself, will be filmed in studio on February 15, 16, and 17. If you can make it to Fort Worth, we'd love to have you in the audience. For specific information, visit our Taking Off Facebook page or the community page right here on this channel. We'd love to see you, so come on by. Thanks to our sponsors like 67 Design, 67D.com, great tablet, camera, and phone mounts for your car, boat, or plane. I love my mounts. Also, ClemensInsurance.net. Jerry knows how to save money. He certainly did with me. Z-Vision, the brightest landing and taxi lights out there. Marshall Protective Services, MPSProtects.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're getting dangerously close to 100,000. And when we do, Christy has promised to jump from an airplane. Thanks again. Remember, superior judgment trumps superior skills. Take care, you guys.